I'm gonna need to get my YouTube up too. So you're making the switch? Alright, bet. Alright, I think I'm live. I hope I'm live. This was with like the 4 hour gap, which is right here. Let's see if I can find that low. Bet, right here. What? Well, I don't even know if I'm live. Create, go live. Manage, New York live. No, it says I'm live. What's up? What's up? I couldn't see the chat a second ago. We got it though. W. W. Huge. Ah, big hair. My big hairy onion. Alright, I want to look at indices mainly here. Okay, yeah. Okay, we should be good. Bet. What's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? Oof. Okay, look at previous day. Oh. Ugh. I guess idea now would be kind of just looking at it. Play ES's laggy asset to that high. That's a really nice strength switch right here. 4 hour lows. YM for these assets to come trade higher. Yeah, pretty clean thus far. Yo, what's up, Mathia Wick Rama? Hold up, I gotta post on Instagram that I'm live. But story picture live on YouTube now! Exclamation mark. And I need to get a link. Yeah, but what are your thoughts on indices? They look pretty clean for up. I definitely have ES to SMT break at this previous day's high. Friday's high. When we have a large range on a Friday, kind of like this, like a big expansion move down, you kind of expect Monday to sort of retrace, which is what we're doing right now. So it's all pretty clean to the actual narrative. Not a full screen. I need to get the link for the YouTube stream. Live chat. Um, bro. Um, Let me check. No, my full TP's 10R. I'm only up 4. Uh, Sorry. I don't know how to find this link. You can. I'm just gonna try and search for myself. Oh, I found it. Share. Copy link. Alright, Bet. We're straight. I hate YouTube lives. But we're gonna do it. We can check back on gold and silver. An alert up here. Bro, I'm up like 300 ticks, bro. What is this? Yeah, only 300 ticks. So move this alert up a little bit. Do I have a stop loss? Yeah, I bet. I'm not changing it to money and taking a screenshot. Not what this is about. I don't really sell courses that bad. Yeah. Alright, bet. I'm gonna. I'll get to the questions in 1 second, guys. I just am trying to set up the whole stream. It's not easy. Alright. Alright, we'll get into questions now. So you usually use strength switching after we hit a relevant objective, right? So, for example, on Friday, the trade I took, since YM had already hit its lows, if you look back here. All right, let me find the strength switch. It was over here. All right, so since YM, if you look at YM, right? So we just scale out to the daily here. I want a bigger monitor. It's the first, I'm buying that. I'm not joking. I'm buying a bigger monitor. So YM had already hit lows, right? You'll see that here. So we have to demand strength switching here because we want to know if this asset over here in Q is going to catch up. So we got that via while YM retraces into a gap and Q creates a swing point and we get a strength switch SMT at that swing point. So you only really demand it after asset hits a key level or relevant objective. That's the only time you would require it. It's nice to see it true reversals though. All those things. It's an added confluence, but you only need to require it then. But yeah. Good morning, good morning. I'm trying to chew my gummies. They're really hard to chew though. They keep getting stuck in my teeth. We do? What is it? Bet. I love PMI. I need to get rid of that alert. Bet. Alright, we should be good. Oh, new chat. Oh, whoa, the chat wasn't even updated. Yo, what are your thoughts on? Wait, no, it was. Maybe it was. Good morning. Strength switch more for C2 reversals. And when would you say regular two-stage where an asset fails to take LQ twice? I kind of demand that like at like low a day. Just normal two stages to confirm lower high a day. And then if we only have like a one stage crack there, you can just wait for expansion away. Um, yep, I'm thinking higher on indices too. Yo, how long have you been trading for? I think I'm coming up on my third year right now. It's been two something. I don't know the exact day or month to be honest, because the first like couple of months of my trading were just stupid. Did you catch silver? Yeah, I'm in it. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, I mean that would be a good. I mean, I wouldn't hate to see that because I don't think NQ is gonna get there, right? So this would just be, oh, oops. This would be a strength switch here, and then that's where we fade it to the lows. No problem, no problem. Is that a W? You're in a trade NQ right now? Shit. What did you take? Maybe like this. This was fine, I guess. I would have probably taken a yes though. Cause there's like a reason I'm saying that. I'm not just like shouting out my ass. This is where we have the two stage at the lows right here into the 30-minute swing. And then you get lower time frame V-shape continuation. What are we doing? I kind of want to see ES come break SMT at high day, or sorry, previous day's high. So that's like my first idea, and then I want to see how we kind of react there. Oh, bet. But I'll check my Instagram DMs. What up? I have a lot. Um, no, I just can't find it. Bro, I don't see it. Yeah, bro, I don't know what that guy's problem with me was. He was trying to like start something over literally like I don't even know the guy and he's trying to like say I'm a fraud and a scammer. That just pissing me off, to be honest. I mean, what do I have to like hide, bro? Nah, I'm not trying to start beef over nothing, bro. It's just these people, they just want to have beef. No, you cannot take a position on yet. No, you would have had to take this 15-minute if you want to do that. That would have been fine looking on like ES maybe. Yeah. I don't know if you get R though. You get two? Yeah, if you put your stop like on this one. I'm one of the best live traders in Lathyrus. I appreciate that. Yeah, Trader Dom was he used to work with Afiz. I have no hate towards the guy, but you're coming at me for nothing. It was just kind of rude. It was kind of rude. He didn't like do any research on me, and he just went and straight up called me a fraud basically and said that I don't actually do what I preach. Kind of. It was just rude. I have no hate for the guy. I think he like kind of apologized, sorta. He said good job or something, but you know, yeah, he like kind of tried to start a new argument, but I kind of just tried to avoid it. I don't really want to argue with people I don't even know. I don't know anything about him or anything. I have no problem with him. So not what I really want to get into. No, I would say our low day is pretty protected on NQ and ES. If you look at this 4 hour, we have SMT right here. So this is a gap on YM, right? And it's sort of a new day. Well, I guess it is a new day opening gap on the other indices. And we have a crack in there. And we're expanding away from that crack. So it's pretty solid. Pretty good low a day, if you ask me. Can I explain silver trade? Yeah. So when we're looking at silver and gold here, right? Gold trades into these highs, right? It doesn't reverse from them, right? We fail to manipulate those highs. Dropping down. I don't know. I don't like this right now with gold, but when we trade into this high, we fail to manipulate it. We continue, and if we're gonna reverse, I'd want to see like sort of lower time frame gaps and PDRs hold, but they really don't on gold, and it ends up just V-shaping. So once this asset V-shapes and starts reapproaching this high, that's failure to manipulate again. So I'm just trading the idea of silver at this swing point down here. We have a two-stage crack inside of this 4-hour gap. Just expecting it to come break the SMT that we have at that daily high. That's the vision for me. But we do kind of need to get into indices and see what's going to happen there. The more you watch Garrett's videos, the better you're going to get. I always tell people to watch Garrett's videos. Oh, wow. I was just instant off the gap. No positional. I actually couldn't take a positional there, but... Alright, so we kind of want to see what happens now that we broke SMT at this daily high. So this asset's now in a daily gap. This asset broke the SMT of previous day's high. So now we do have an SMT like this, but this doesn't matter if these assets continue to keep pumping. Silver doesn't have a driver, so silver's drivers are news. So when you actually go through, Garrett made a driver video, but if you watch that, it's pretty much gold and silver don't have drivers. So I don't really see them as ever having like a quote unquote driver. If that makes sense, because that's just not how I was taught. Sure, there's a small like little volatility kind of injection. I don't really think it's that bad. I mean, it looks kind of similar to all the candles we can get, kind of like all times a day. So I don't really think it's a driver. It has its own type of news. I think it's like red folder, like some of the red folder news affects it, but that's about it. Yeah. If you watch Garrett's like driver pairing video, it's actually really good. It shows how you like use the drivers to determine, narrative and all that. It's really nice. So if you did take the ES positional, I guess that would have given, I guess you would have gotten 2R. Would you have taken that C3 hourly expansion on ES? I mean, yeah, it looks pretty clean. I probably would have been looking lower time frame to kind of, like you could take this 30-minute, honestly. If you don't even want to drop time frames, this 30-minute looks like perfect. You can take it, stop on the bodies, and, try and get your 2R. Or you can drop lower, and then as you see, if we drop lower on this, we get like a V-shaped signature, we create gaps, and you kind of just trade continuations like propulsion blocks, anything in there. You can take, once we already get the two-stage crack. So we had the crack in the 4-hour gap, and the swing, we got a swing point. So maybe we even get like a lower time frame PSP or something. Nah, we don't. Not at the lows. So you could wait for like a gap fill, which is what we get here on YM. So you could have taken YM, but like obviously you're not chasing the CISD. All right. Have you took a trade on oil? I've taken a couple. Uh, I'm kind of just learning it still. It's different than indices for sure. You have to be more selective. on your entries. So you know, I don't really understand it as much. So I've been paper trading it a lot, or taking like just like a small risk, trying to figure it out because these daily ranges are a little rough for me to kind of navigate because I use daily closures a lot. So I can only trade like really specific days. Like this day I could have traded, or I guess this following day maybe into this low, right? Because then we have like a swing point SMT. I kind of need a daily swing point SMT if I want to trade oils. That's the only way I really get clarity. What up, Martin? Martin trades. That's my guy. Bro, lock in a transfer is on its way to you. Study that. Uh, uh, uh. Ba, 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 ba. Alright, you do you, twin. I want to be like you one day. Uh, appreciate it. How about the 6 a.m. C2 a minute 30 expansion? Let's see. Crude 6:30 or 6 a.m. Hmm. Do we have a crack? Maybe. No, this is like kind of like irrelevant to me. I want it to be like in this gap, if anything. So I'd kind of wait for probably this candle. Yeah, this one right here looks good. Right here, this C2 looks good. Right, and then we create a gap. I haven't done any high time frame on this, so like it's not a trade I'm taking. But we get a 30-minute SMT fill. Right, you drop to the lower time frame. Do we get a CISD? Yeah, so like you take this. But since this kind of ran, you kind of like want to take the gap. You can try either take the gap and like put your stop here, or you wait and try and get the retest. But like, I feel like you could just run off this gap. I've done no higher time frame analysis, but like this is possible. Something like this. But I don't really trade oils. Hmm. Holy. When should you market order versus limit order? Then. Like that was a good example. You see how this CSD ran so far away? Look at this. Like you see how far it ran on the close? This is where you like play limit orders. But if you get a close, like, you know, like let's say we close like here, you just market order that. Or we get a close like here, market order, market order. Just once it runs like kind of far from the CSD and it's like really skewing your RR, that's when you play limit orders. You're long on oil? Nice. Nice. Just walked out in a sec. Into here, ES here. YM. ES continuation minute 3. Yeah, here's the problem. I don't want to just long through this our own high day. Because YM's like, okay, so after this high, YM has no objectives. Zero objectives. Right? That's its all-time high, no? Yeah. So It's kind of like I either want to strength switch to long NQ or ES maybe. ES could like daily gap. Or I want to see some form of reversal signature because this is advanced premium and discount. The inverse way, kind of. Like for bearish, it's like a bearish advanced premium and discount. So if you look at this asset, you know, just barely in discount. This asset's a little deeper in discount, and this asset's running the high of that range. So that is advanced premium and discount. Yeah, yeah, that's the whole thing. All along ES or, you know, one of the ES and Q at 10. But, oh wait, Ferocious DM me. Ferocious added me on Snapchat. Bag full of money. Positional entries in this morning would have banged. Grippo DM. Oh, not bad. Afiz is live. No, you DM'd me. We got the V-shape reversal. Yeah, yeah, no, I think NQ shorts are fine. I kind of just want to see a little more. You see how we're not creating gaps? This is my problem. I mean, we have a 5 minute, but I want to see gaps get created. If we're gonna go down. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Saltroy Danto. I don't know how to say your name. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Mm-mm. Holy bro, my dogs are barking. So annoying. Let's see what happens. I want to see what YM wants to do here. What's RTY doing? Okay, RTY is so low in the range. Yeah, yeah, that's basically what I'm doing, Bryson. I need to wait to make sure it wants to reverse. Holy move on YM though. That would have that would have been crazy. I don't know, you would have had to see something to want to take this. No, I'm saying like to this high, bro. Like you yeah, but like you have to kind of get I don't even know. Like that's a nice positional hindsight, but I don't know any position where I'd ever take this. Gotta wait for 10 now, for sure. Trader Dom, bruh. That was funny. Uh, I don't want beef with the guy. I don't want beef. All right. ES printing this continuation signature kind of like messes up the whole idea of lower for me, right? So what I can do here now that YM has no objectives is kind of wait for maybe 10-15, creates a gap, we get an SMT fill, and we trade, NQ either to previous day's high for an SMT break, or ES to this daily gap, preferably ES, but we'll have to see how quick it moves. I want a new crack now that YM's already taken all its objectives. We can check silver gold real quick. Hey, silver had sort of a deep retracement, but kind of looks like it was just gold realigning to the more bullish asset, which is fine by me. Yeah, I'm trading the weaker asset to an SMT break, so kind of makes sense. If we get this 15-minute CSD, I'll trail my stop to like here. I don't really need to like edit this or anything. I can kind of just watch it. But yeah, like if we get that CSD, I can like trail it into profit. I don't know why it's like not up here. To the daily high for SMT break. I don't know if I'm bugging. I got it in silver at like 8 something. Oh, just about 9. Yeah, so like 850 something. 850, 858. And I'm just break even, kind of holding it to my draw. All right, back to indices. NQ, YM, all time. I thought it was all time highs though. I could be wrong. No, it is. Yeah, go to the monthly, you'll see it, or the weekly as well. Holy all time highs move in one day. December 12th, you said? No. I don't know if your YM's like bugging, but we ran over December 12th on like Christmas Day pretty much. Day after Christmas and day before. Now we just hit it again. So now I'm just waiting for some form of like continuation crack in here to take NQ or ES to those highs. Since YM's not reversing. Oh, maybe. Are you on the new contract? I just use YM exclamation mark because it like auto updates my contracts. Do I have to press that? No, I didn't take anything on indices. Whoa, wait, why did that just... Okay, wait, that could have like sold my TA. Wait, I'm confused. Is it like that on all of them then? What in the world? I don't know what's wrong with my thing. No, futures limit orders are pretty clean. They don't really have problems. Alright. What is gold doing, bro? Gold is flying. Huh. It has really no more objectives though, so kind of just play silver. You didn't get filled on all your accounts or like what? Mm-hmm. Alright. This is... Yeah, so I guess YM's not at all-time high, so YM still has draws. Makes this a little more interesting. We still have a lot of time before 10 a.m., so... kind of looking for 10 a.m. continuation, so we'll just see. This looks like it might print inside bar, which it could be good. Why am I not thinking to short in Q? Why I'm still open draws? It's failing to manipulate all these highs. Kind of following expansion here. There's a reason to short in Q, but you know, you'd have to wait for another crack. You have to wait for a strength switch either way. Oh, I think I would rather long, based on you know, why I'm failing to manipulate all these highs, why I'm hitting objective last week, right? Formed a reversal, strength switch PSP into expansion. Right, so we still have an SMT down here. And we expand away from that asset. All assets are expanding away from that SMT, creating gaps. We SMT in those gaps, trading higher. You know, ES still has its open draws. Yeah, we do have a two-stage at high today, but like with how YM's trading, it's very unlikely to it's very hard to short it. Yeah, I'd want to see some form of strength switch like here. So like I'd want to see NQ maybe run out this high and then trade lower again. Or this high, run it out, trade lower. I need to see some form of strength switch because we hit objectives. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We'll either get like some form of crack at like this low. That would be nice. Just gonna NQ or crack like this where YM, you know, trades into this gap while ES or while NQ and ES don't trade into its previous candles low. And then we trade away from that CSD higher and then trade these assets higher. That's the vision. It depends. So if we trade into a gap, Bryson, so like let's say we trade into this gap, right? So if there's no SMT in this gap, we need to demand like SMT at the swing point in the gap. So I'm trying to find an example. I don't know. I don't know if I'm should be able to find an example. Maybe right here. You go back further. Check YM. Bro, where is it? I bet it's around here. Okay, well, we don't really get SMT, so maybe lower time frame. Basically, the only way you can really trade just straight out of a gap off a one stage crack is kind of like if it's a SMT fill, right? So if we don't have SMT with the gaps, you have to demand SMT. If we don't have SMT with the gaps, you have to demand SMT in the gap, which would be via swing point, right? So we would have to have a crack like this or something like this since we don't have SMT with the gap. Okay, silver's pumping. See if we get TP on this. TPs at these daily highs. I should probably set alerts on the other assets too. Let's see. I think silver's gonna hit it first. Go ahead, add alerts though, just in case. This asset might beat it. No, I don't alert. No. They're close. They're close. We'll see. All right. Yeah, well, what it looks like we're about to print here is this 15-minute PSP. If YM kind of like stays near this low, we can kind of anticipate this low getting ran. And then that's where we could trade away from this failure swing. But if not, you gotta wait. What happened? Where? In your server? We need that 15-minute two-stage to be put in. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. If we want a long game queue. Yeah. He just said it. Should I send him a picture? Oh, he didn't say it in the Discord. Oh, he said it in the group chat. Where'd he say it? Where? Your server? No. I'd probably look for more of NQ to trade it higher just because of how YM's trading. Right, you see YM continue to push through highs and stuff. It's not really that's not a reversal signature. We need all assets to reverse if we're gonna be trading bearishly. So the fact that YM's not reversing gives me a pretty clear upside narrative. Bro, I'm so stuffy. Me, Ben, and Mike have the same. Phil, TP. Bro, who is Daily Tech Stories? Yeah, I will trail stop on silver. Pretty nice move. We're about like mad ticks. Mad ticks. And I'm pretty sure even if I get like trailed stopped out of this, it's still almost 2R. So pretty solid, pretty solid. Being able to put your trail stop at 2R. It's nice. If I was frisky, I'd take another con, but I'm not. I don't need to get any heavier into this, bro. One con 2026 is gonna be a scary, scary year. We're gonna try it. It's dude. Oh, they're in like 3 right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, dude. Theo's name on YouTube is no, it's Daily Tech Stories, bro. He's like a I don't even know. Yeah, so maybe NQ wants to come run this low, which would give us like a 30-minute gap fill on ES, which would be kind of nice to be able to trade higher. There's nothing in here that really interests me, right? This is kind of a consolidation. It's kind of a sluggish move. Now, if we do want to trade higher from this, I can kind of just sit it out because I don't really want to be longing our own high a day without like SMT fill. And even then, I kind of want to involve myself around here, right? And be able to go break even at this high and then trade it to there. Don't really just want to be openly longing our own high a day. So let's see if we want to come put in an SMT here on NQ. Make it like a gap fill. I don't want to, so here's the problem. I don't want to long YM like this, right? Sure, it could work. It's kind of low probability though. You're anticipating 10 a.m.'s low to already be formed while these assets have kind of open lows to draw into. So if this asset trades into this low, it could cause this asset to retrace and take that low. And you don't really want to be longing so far after expansion, right? So after expansion, you kind of want to see maybe a new swing point, something like that to get you on side. You don't want to just be openly longing like into air. Yo, I hate you, bro. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Waiting for a crack. Yeah, I don't want to trade the leading asset in this pair, because we've already traded into draw. So I'm looking to look. I'm trying to get some crack to be able to have me take these weaker assets into the high. That's what I want. Oh, from 1800. Days that expand from 1800 are really easy because we have to create gaps, right? If 1800 is going to be low of day, we're probably going to have a 4-hour gap, right? Or, some PD array to trade into. So today we did have a 4-hour gap, except it's on YM because YM reversed first. And, that's where we get our SMT. That's where we get our main, like, our key driver SMT. And then that turns into a 15-minute CISD, and you can trade it higher. Um, it just stinks that this is our 1-minute close on YM because this is something I would have taken, but it ran so far that you're not getting a fill. Unless you already had anticipation for this much higher, which I didn't. So that's why I'm not in it. Yeah, me either. Splashington. Hello, UV. UV, you want to see my silver trade? UV, study. Study the silver trades. Why not take the 30-minute two-stage PSP? Um, I mean, look at these lows on NQ. I don't really want to trade away from these lows on NQ. Kind of rough lows. I know, UV. I like metals. Metals are Metal's been feeding me too much. What time did I enter? Like right before nine's open. Like 58 out of the 3 minute gap. We kind of, I feel like here. Where is it? 3 minute. We kind of like failed a CSD here and like consolidate. So once we swept this low in a gap, I kind of just took the 1 minute right after. And I took this CSD right here. And then that was just my fill. And then my target's the daily high for SMT break. Study it. Good catch. Yeah, I'll review the silver longs. I did it at the start of the stream too. I don't trade London. No, I go to sleep. So if you look at gold, right? This is the high we're targeting on silver, pretty much, I think. Yeah. This is the high we're targeting on silver. Look at gold. Gold fails to manipulate the high. If we're gonna reverse, right? So there was previously, if you look at silver, we did have a 2-stage crack here, right? At these highs. So if we're gonna be bearish, we need to be bearish basically from these gaps. That ends up failing, and we put in a SMT at this 4-hour gap right here. And then V-shape and CSD. From there, if you look at that 2-stage, you can look at the 4-hour here, right? So this was our first crack. And then our second crack was down here, like actually at the swing point. So within the candle I longed, we take this low. There's our 2-stage crack and correlation. And then I just trade, V-shape, gaps, continuations. That's all I'm taking. I want to see what indices are trying to do here. Yeah. Yeah, what Bryson's trolling. Yeah, ban him. Go ahead, mod. Hi, mods. Lock in. Wait, I don't even follow UV. Does he even have posts? Oh gosh, UV. UV, you have no content? What's going on? Bro, not the Trader Dom talk. We can't milk it. We can't milk it. No beef with Trader Dom. Okay, so one of the people I know took RTY, not YM. Pre-driver. Kind of fire. No, not Garrett. I didn't look on Instagram. Garrett took like Asia. I don't even know. Yeah, he took oils down in Asia. Holy RR. This guy's RR maxing. When he starts asset sync vid, I'll start. Yeah, what? Nope. Yeah, I don't really like NFCs with no crack at these lows for 10 a.m. Nah, I'll wait. I'll wait. You took oil shorts, UV? You're better than me. I don't know how to do that. I don't trade oils. How many max trades? Like 3. But usually 2 losses. 2 losses. 2 losses and I'm done for the day. I don't ever really take 3 trades. Like 3 trades would be if I won and then lost 2. But usually after 2 losses, I call it. Oh, I'm sharing my screen in 2 places. Getting data maxed. Yeah, I don't know how you're able to take... Gotta study this gold strength switch. Back to the leading asset. Study it. What are we waiting for? Some form of crack to form 10 AM's low. Whether it be YM or ES or NQ. I just need a crack here at these lows pretty much because these lows are pretty rough. Like YM maybe taking these lows and then giving us a SMT fill here, something like that. I don't know. I don't really want to trade away from kind of consolidation lows for an expansion candle, right? If I want to align myself in a daily expansion candle, like put myself in a 4-hour expansion candle, this isn't very good. I don't know. Based on momentum, I don't think my TP is insane on silver. There's a lot of momentum, but you know, I'll just keep trailing stops. Because at this point, gold really doesn't have much to trade into. Gold just hit like high a day, but like it doesn't really have anything else to trade into. So it's kind of like silver should kind of retake strength and kind of lead the move, I'd assume. Can you explain that oil short by Garrett? Yeah, let me look at it. I didn't really take a good look at it. I kind of just look at how much he wins, like his R. The 4-hour did close as a C2, it looks like. I'm listening to Garrett's thing. So what is this? CL? 4-hour? This is the C2, right? If we open up here, we take this high, we have SMT within this gap, and then we close down here, that's a C2. Yeah, that's a C2. Just because we have this long wick to the downside doesn't mean it's not a C2. It's still a C2, you just have to have direction. And then he drops, I think this is what he took. So this little 30-minute crack in a gap. This is really boring. You are? Alright, peace. Alright, well, my trading duo just popped off. Kind of cooked now. Yeah. None of this really looks like something I want to take on indices, so I'm just gonna wait. I'll wait till like 11-ish, and then that's kind of where I'll wrap it up. I'll keep watching silver and gold as they trade higher. Because I'm bored, I need people to talk to, G. Hopefully Theo joins. No, I'm not. The stream's still going. Yes, bro. I said it in the stream. I was like, bro, my trading duo hopped off. I need people to talk to. 130 concurrent viewers. Holy, this is the highest it's ever been. That's insane. Insane. 130 people are watching my stream right now. Yeah, I'm in silver longs. I gotta start trading gold and silver. Any tips? No, honestly, I think you trade them just like indices. It's been like super clean recently. Like a lot of my like good wins are on these assets just because of how clean they move. My opinion, they've been moving better than indices, but you know, that's just me. You don't really need to do much. Oils, I think you have to be really selective on the days you trade, but you know, gold and silver, as long as we don't expand like overnight or hit our draws overnight, you can trade them in New York pretty successfully. The Twitter drama effect, bro, I swear, but I don't I don't want to keep drama. Drop the color codes. I got you. I don't even know if this is my right colors, to be honest. I feel like it's not. We'll see. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it is. Definitely is. I don't know. What, like water? I don't even know. Like what settings? And then symbol? I just use this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then white. Can you tell the chart colors? Yeah. I just showed them on my screen. You can like rewind the stream and pause it and they'll be on your screen. No, I don't really prefer to take pre 9:30 trades. I've been working on them though. So it's like more possible. It's a more possible thing for me to do. But I don't prefer it by any means. I usually like to let the driver expand and then that gives me added narrative. I kind of want to see these lows right on indices though, so I don't think I'm going to take anything unless we run some lows. We're making a gap here on YM. Maybe YM wants to come, you know, tag into that gap, which creates SMT here. And then we trade NQ, or sorry, ES and NQ up. But look at this lower time frame. You see how there's not like big gaps. There's not much expansion. That's just something I don't want to trade. I want gaps, gap show expansion. This is a very sluggish move higher. Conditions to trade Tokyo, or Asia. It basically if New York PM puts in a reversal. If New York PM puts in a reversal, you can trade a Asia continuation. It looks like a really clean long, but like I can't take this without a gap. There's nothing in here for me. I just passed my first eval by myself. Do you think I should join Lathers for some better understanding? Or what do you suggest I do? I don't know. If you're confident in your trading abilities, you don't need a mentorship, right? But if you're struggling with concepts and you don't really know what you're doing, that's when I would look to join a mentorship. I wouldn't just join it just because, obviously, but if there's things you're actually struggling on and you want help with, that's when you join the mentorship. Yeah, hello, T-Trades NQ. Hello, Simone. How are you? I'm doing good. Yeah, today does look like a skip day on indices. I don't really want to engage with this unless we take some lows down here. I'm in it right now. Will you come live again on 7th of January? I think I'm supposed to. I could tell you my live stream schedule. Uh, I'm live, yeah, January 7th again on YouTube. So Wednesday. Yes. There was a strength switch at the lows. That's why I took silver. Yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why? Is the stream lagging? I can fix that in like 1 second. 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, should be fixed. You guys want to? No, my friends might say inappropriate words, so I cannot turn them on. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to curse on live stream. So I'm turning people. I'm having their sound muted. Um, Aphiz isn't close to your level of trading. You're right. He's better than me. He's better than me. Skip day. Yeah, definitely a skip day. I fixed the stream lag, hopefully. What do you think of the 15-minute on NQ? I mean, yeah, sure, this is fine. But it's the whole thing is, do you want to trust this as our whole 4-hour low for expansion, right? Do you want to trust these failure swings as a 10 a.m. low for expansion? No, not really. Ideally, we'll get an SMT down here, and it might not happen for a while. So I'm not going to sit around here on live stream and wait for it to happen. But the vision would be we take some lows down in here. Yeah, SMT somewhere. And then, trade probably ES back into this daily gap as a target, as a SMT break. When assets get synchronized after manipulation. Yeah, I mean, this 15-minute order block isn't bad, but it's a failure swing. That's what you got to realize. This is a failure swing. You don't really want to trade away from those ideally. 19, lock in. Bro. Yeah. Yeah, hold this. Silver. Silver trade logic, of course. We'll go over it real quick. Where did I buy? I'll show you Ferocious. I'll go through the whole trade real quick. We'll go silver, gold, and then we'll get one of these pairs up. All right, so let's go ahead and start on the daily. All assets. So on Thursday, we had traded into this low. We get a swing point. This kind of closes as an indecision candle, more bearish, but we don't really hit objectives, so it kind of seems a little bit bearish coming into the day. But we open up and we gap up higher, right? We fail to manipulate these highs. This is the key thing. Once gold trades into these highs, we don't reverse, right? We continue to trade through them. So since we continue to trade through them, I'm going to expect silver over here to come break that SMT. So when you look at this, we get this SMT here inside this 4-hour gap. When we drop lower on that, this is kind of what this looks like. Inside of this 4-hour gap, we get a second cracking correlation down here with gold. From there, we're looking at lower time frame signatures, right? Do we get a V shape? Kinda. So we wait. We wait for gaps. Once we get this gap and this close through, you know, this is valid. I wasn't up at this time. I kind of woke up like right here, kind of after the CSD. Didn't really have time to enter, or else I kind of would have taken that one once we saw this gap and expansion away. But I woke up around here. This looked like a lower time frame consolidation, right? No CSD. So once we run this low, let's just run this low, right? We're consolidating. We run this low, we V-shape CSD. This is what I take. But, you know, my fill was like here. And then from there, I'm looking for the SMT break, which is up here. It's about 10R if we get the full trade. But, you know, we need to see some continued expansion, right? But gold's doing the same thing, right? Gold's in sync as well, also trading higher. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. Not 15R trade, 10R. 10R. 10R to the daily high. Yeah, Trader Dom logs me. It's fine. No beef, no beef. Yeah, I do buy in cash. I do full port my evals if that's what you're asking. Yeah. I would not call myself a conservative trader. I call myself an aggressive trader. I don't take as many positionals. I kind of want to get the best entries I can to get, you know, the best RR I can. Let's see, thank you. Yes, I am. See what we want to do here. Yeah, it's just a sluggish move. One whole mini is insane. Yeah, I'm doing one mini for the rest of 2026. From 2026, I'm doing one mini on all my accounts from now on. To have a consistent sizing pretty much. It's very I missed a lot of trades back last year, probably like at least 10. Being so worried about having, you know, exact risk, exact like 500 or exact 750 risk, whatever it may be. I was missing trades because I was placing limits, right? Just trying to get that exact fill, and that was messing me up. So I think just taking one full mini would be, you know, better for me. I won't miss those trades trying to get the exact perfect sizing. So that's why I'm switching to a mini. It's not because I want to necessarily size heavier, because, you know, sometimes I might take two minis if it's a lower risk trade. It's just for me to be able to actually make sure I'm executing on all the trades I want to take. The account would be passed if it was an eval, but it's not an eval. These are funded accounts, so I mean, this is a lot of profit, but you know, and when I go live, it's withdrawable. So this is more about me executing the actual trade than profit. That's kind of what my trading's about. It's not really about the profit. I know I'll hit the profit targets, but it's about taking the right trades for me. Yeah. Bro, chill. I have no beef with Trader Dom. He had an accusation. He didn't believe it. I showed him it wasn't fake. And that was it. It wasn't. There's no beef. No beef with the guy. No beef at all. No reason to have beef. Ever. It's like cool, it's funny, but it's not worth it. You guys don't. Having beef isn't something cool. Do I trade prop firms? Yeah, I trade on a bunch of different firms. So I have Top Step accounts, I have my Fund of Futures accounts, Tradeify. I don't know if I already said Top Step, Funded Next, Lucid. That's pretty much it. Oh, all those firms are great. How do I handle consistency rules? So, on firms where I have consistency on my trade copier, I have them set to TP. So like this silver trade, I'm not in it on all my accounts. Most of my accounts have already hit TP, or like at least half of them have hit TP. To fit my consistency rule, these are runners on accounts with no consistency rule, basically. Yeah, no, I don't want to have to figure out my sizing mid-trade and then just miss the trade because it runs. It's not something good. It kills your mental too because you're sitting there watching a trade that you would have entered if you were okay with just taking the sizing, but you miss it because you're worried about how much you're risking. Which I don't think worrying about your risk is a bad thing, but once you get to like I have substantial buffer, I can risk one mini on every trade and be fine. So I don't really want to miss trades now because I'm just worried about sizing. That's my big thing. I don't want to miss trades that I work so hard to do all the TA and then I just miss it. So it's not worth it to me. I've never tried funding ticks, but I've heard they're good. I've heard funding ticks is good. I've only heard good things about them. So potentially they'll be added to my arsenal, but I'll wait till I get fresh accounts to add them. I'm at a pretty good stack right now. Yeah, Jay actually messaged me. I was posting my P&Ls in Garrett's server and his testimonials, and they were like, "Oh, you've gotten a lot better. Would you want to like trade with us?" And I was like, "Sure." And they're like, "Do you want to teach people?" I was like, "Yeah, I love teaching." That's kind of how it came to be. Did you gym today? Not yet. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go later. Probably around like 4, 3 or 4. Which firm do I like the most? Um, Probably my Fund of Futures. Like, being completely honest, I'm not affiliated with them at all, but they're cool people. I didn't have my like payout set up correctly one time. They emailed me and helped me set it up. Really quick on support. They don't have consistency rules. Can you trade what we teach without SMT? That's just T-Trade's model. You can if you want, but Lathers isn't focused on that. You would need to like T-Trade's insane trader. Go to his YouTube. I would go to his YouTube. His YouTube's very beneficial. I'm coming up on 3 years. What time frame? I entered on the one, but it was a 4 hour gap fill and then 30-minute swing point. Could you do a video on copy trade mechanics? Yo, bet AB, I'll see you there. Copy trade mechanic, it's the same thing. So like if I showed you my other accounts, they're in the same trade right here. Same fill. It does it all for you. That's the whole thing a copy trader does. They all have the same fill. My accounts on other firms have the same fill. It when I move my stop loss on this account, it moves it on all my accounts. So that's all it really is. I'm kind of just gonna set an alert on this, see if one of the assets wants to do it, and then if not, I just want to trade today. So kind of just 10 a.m.'s low. I kind of want to see taken. Bad 10 a.m. low. So kind of just demand to see it taken if I'm gonna engage. And then we can kind of just watch silver, gold. And then get something to drink as well. I need to get something to drink. We're kind of consolidating right now on silver, which is not bad. It's a continuation signature, so we'll see. Holy 157 viewers. We are cooking. We're cooking with viewers. Do I trade Apex? No. Chart settings? I don't know what you mean. Like colors? What are Pepperstone? What's Pepperstone? What feeds am I using for silver? Swiss quote and I think this one's like Owanda maybe. Saxo on this one. Is this an eval? No. This is not an eval. Yeah, indices haven't given me anything. I have alerts on them to see if one of them wants to come SMT 10 a.m. low. Yeah, I see the will live to trade another day. Absolutely. That's all it's about. Exactly. Hey, we're gonna miss some. We're gonna miss some, but the ones we catch, we'll do good at them. Yeah, the 30-minute gap. That's what I was thinking. Kind of like what we want to see too. After gold runs some highs, we get a realignment right there. Be pretty nice. I don't really want to short. This is the 15-minute. I'm jumping around though. 15, 30, hourly. I'm jumping around a lot, to be honest. Yeah, I wouldn't want to trade lower. Hassan's got my vision in mind here. I don't really want to trade this lower. What assets do I use for divergence? XAG, GBP, XAG, EUR, and gold. So Forex pairs and then gold. What do you prefer for reversal? 1 hour, 4 hour? 4 hour. I mean, if it's a higher time frame gap, I prefer it. Obviously, prefer high time frame gaps. Ooh, SMT and 10 a.m. low is really nice. Protected 10 a.m. low. Yeah, Ricky G. I'm kind of just playing momentum. We're like almost there. But I'm just gonna keep trailing my stop. So eventually, if we do run out of gas to expand, I'm gonna be getting some profit anyways. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now, if we're able to like CSD higher here, kind of want to see like a better lower time frame, like maybe here. I'll trail my stop to this 10 a.m. low because now we have SMT with 10 a.m. low, and I'll trade it like that, and then that'll be locking in like 4R or something. Yeah, like 3.75R. Yeah, I entered pre-market. Um, do I rarely ever trade before 9:30 unless it's like silver or gold. I'll trade before 9:30, but indices rarely ever. Uh, you entered. I don't know what XAU DOM is. Am I like not locked? XAU DOM? Am I not locked? Mm. Um, can one learn with all this stuff on YouTube? Yeah, I think honestly, if you guys go hard enough on YouTube, you don't need to pay for a mentorship. If you guys really grind, like you work your butts off, and you kind of find your own way to structure an approach, then yeah, you don't need a mentorship. But if you're struggling to find a way to, make an approach, that's where you bring a mentorship, like where, uh, you know, we kind of put everything in place for you to trade, and then from there, you're able to just kind of follow the steps we set out for you. Undeafen. Oh well, everyone left. Yeah, bet I'll undeafen then. Uh, but yeah. Thank you. Yo, what's up? No, it's a pretty bad day. There's no reason to trade this on indices, to be honest. There's not really a specific time I'll trade gold and silver. I'll trade Asia if New York PM reverses, right? If it puts in a reversal, that's where I'll take an Asia positional on silver and gold. But other than that, I kind of just trade it my normal time window, kind of like 8 to 12. I'm not from Florida, no. I wish. Probably a lot warmer there right now. Am I using a pro plan? No, I'm using the plan they just got rid of, Scale Flex. Uh, 4 hour, 4 hour. How do you journal daily indices PA? Respective of trade. Oh, I got you. I uh I kind of use my Instagram as my journal. Um, right? That's where I post my trades. And then I use Latherus in there. I kind of use it as my journal, right? When I take like losing trades, anything, I kind of go everything I was thinking of and was feeling during the recaps. So I use that as my journal. And then PA, I don't really TA PA. I kind of only TA if I lose, right? So like, or if I lose or win, right? Because if I don't execute, then I chose to sit out, right? And if I choose to sit out, right, there's a reason I did that. I don't really need to kind of bash over that, but I cannot pass accounts and take payouts where you cannot do that. Top-down rules explaining your model. We'll kind of just go through my silver trade I'm in right now. So first of all, I want a uh, point of interest, right? So for this trade, it was this 4-hour gap, right? This 4-hour fair value gap we have. This is like a very simple way to approach it, right? Do we have a key level? What happens when we hit that key level? Do we have SMT? So we bring in daily and weekly as well. So, just for this example, right? We had Thursday trading into a key level. Then we had a Friday consolidation. We end up expanding overnight in Asia, leaving behind a gap. Since we hadn't hit our draw in liquidity, and since gold had to fail to manipulate our draw in liquidity, I'm going to be looking for a continuation on silver. So I wait for a Kraken correlation. We get one inside this 4-hour gap. So what do I confirm that with? A swing point. What do we also get at this swing point? We get a secondary Kraken correlation. From there, lower time frame signatures. What do we have? Gaps, continuations, gaps, continuations. And that's what I take. And then again, it's just to my draw on liquidity, which is, this high over here. Um, it's mechanical. It's a mechanical, repeatable process. The only reason I say it's like not mechanical is because people can have like differing biases. You don't really get a bias based off of, or I don't personally get my bias based off like, do I see this SMT is so that would be a mechanical entry. I base my bias more off the daily, weekly profiles, you know, our interactions with key levels, stuff like that. I don't just take an SMT in a gap because I see it. But hopefully I hit all those points right there. I think I did. We did just get that CSD. What's gold doing? Nice gold with a reversal candle. Pretty good so far. I feel like I can trail it again. Was this? Yeah, we got like 4R out of this. 260. 260. So bringing my stop up even higher now. It's at 10 a.m.'s low, and 10 a.m.'s low is protected by this 30-minute gap fill SMT right here. So if you look between 10 and 10:30, we have an SMT right here. And then we expand away, so I'm trailing my stop there. Make new invalidation. One mini. I'm doing one mini the rest of 2026. That's what I decided I want to do. I missed trades in 2025 trying to get my sizing right. Yeah, we have a 2-stage crack on NQ, but here's our problem, right? Maybe you could try and short the retracement to this low, but I don't want to trade away from this daily gap failure swing, right? No, that's not something I want to trade away from, so I'm not going to. Right, look at these highs. You don't want to trade away from these, so you just wait. I promise you, like, lower time frame PA is going to give you clarity. Like, this does not look like something I want to trade, right? This doesn't look like anything I want to trade, so I'm not going to trade it. So we'll just watch silver and gold. See what happens. If I get trailed stopped out here, it's chill. So out of that, we'd pull about 4R. Pretty good. I'll take 4R. Do you ever think about getting in too late in the candle? I mean, this isn't even this is an expand our first expansion candle comes after what? This next crack. So when I'm looking at this lower time frame PA, right? If we don't create a V-shaped reversal, you see how we kind of like consolidate a little bit down here and then kind of like go and then go. So like once we get this CSD, it's fine for me to start looking. But then we kind of consolidate again. We go slow, and I wasn't looking at the charts at this time yet, but I got on like pretty much after this close. So I'm just literally waiting for gaps and continuations, right? So that's what I do. So there wasn't really expansion candles before my entry. I entered on this expansion candle, which was pretty much our first one, and then traded the next ones higher. So I wouldn't say I like entered late. Yeah, usually the second one, unless I'm playing like low time frame continuation. Like if we have like a 15-minute gap and we get a gap fill SMT in there, that's where I'll take like the first CSD. But most of the time I always enter on the second. Call it 90% of the time I enter on the second CSD. Let's just see what happens. Why do we want to see 10 a.m. low unswept on indices? Because it's unprotected. It's a consolidation. Look at this. This if you actually look in this range on here, this is a consolidation. So we consolidate, expand, and then like we're consolidating again. There's no good expansion. Even on ES, like this is the first gap we get. Like this isn't something I want to trade. So what I'm assuming is we need a new cracking correlation to get that. Uh, yeah, I'm risking probably about I was risking probably about 1500 on that trade. Yeah, it was pretty heavy, but I'm trying to take one mini, so yeah, it's okay as long as I have buffer. It doesn't really matter. Do I trade the 1 minute? Yeah, on occasion. Depends like what I'm looking for. New phase of price when I'm looking at the lower time frame for entries, like I'm too late in expansion. Yeah, I mean that's gonna happen sometimes, but you can't really psych yourself out. That's the big thing. You wanna trust your process, your model as much as you can, and do your best not to psych yourself out. That's all you can do. As long as you follow your plan, your rules, then don't skip out on a trade just because you feel a certain way. Yeah. Do you think ES will break the SMT with YM? Yeah. I just don't know when. Took your 2 hour on gold with the same idea. Nice. One of my other friends took gold too, bro. Good job. Good trade. You guys are all killing it, man. You guys are sending me DMs and you guys are just destroying it. It's crazy. Really crazy to see. Yeah, indices are pretty boring. I have alerts on them, so if they want to shape up, maybe we can take something. If not, just the silver trade I'm in. What do you think of the gold longs when we create a 3-minute CSD? So ideally, I'd want to position myself on silver now for sure, right? Because gold again still has no draws. We just put in a 30-minute gap fill SMT, right? So if you look here, there's a gap on gold. This is a two-stage PSP as well. We create that SMT. And then like you look for your CSDs in here now because you're expecting silver to come trade into its draws. Gold no longer has draws. Gold is just kind of expanding into air now. It does have draws, but they're really far. So we know we're not going to get there today. So that's where you look to take like silver into as a lagging asset into draws. We'll see if we get there. Um, I'd like to try and stay on live so we can hit TP live, but we'll see how long it takes. I'm here for the ride though. I'm here for the ride. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh. Holy 133 concurrent viewers. You guys are like killing it. I have current issues about opposing PD rays. I thought that when the market put in true reversal, it doesn't care about them. Sometimes we see that price gets some reaction, making new manipulation. Any advice? Yeah. So, um, what you're kind of seeing is us respecting old PD rays to put in new cracks. So if you kind of just wait for those cracks, then you avoid that, right? So say here, right? We did get an SMT, we did get a swing point, right? So let's say you involved yourself in down here. Um, okay, it works this time, but a lot of times it won't. So like let's say you took this CISD. So since this other asset, gold, wasn't ready to reverse, let's go here on gold. Since this other asset, gold, wasn't ready to reverse here, when it does this big drop to put in a new SMT, it can cause this asset to retrace and stop you out. So if you just wait for the two-stage cracks or you wait for the SMT fills, you're gonna be fine. You'll do good. Always wait for two-stage cracks at true reversals and at least a one-stage crack during continuation. 15-minute PSP plus SMT. Yeah, those are nice. We like PSPs. Um, 10R, I think. Yeah, 10R. 10R if we hit TP. Be pretty nice. I have my slop trail to about 4R though. We got 3.7R on my trail right now. We're up around 7R, just rounding. 6.8. What's your minimum time frame? Well, true reversal would come from, a high time frame point entry. So ideally that'd be like an hourly gap, hourly swing point, 4-hour swing point, 4-hour gap. RTY 15-minute PSP. Let's see. Let's see if I would want to engage with this. Nope. Still nothing on NQ I want to engage with. Check ES. No, not really. We'll check YM. Sorry, I'm shivering. Do we have a 30-minute gap? Yeah, maybe this 30-minute gap. But I wouldn't want a long YM or RTY. I'd want a long probably NQ, ES, probably more likely ES. Sorry, I'm shivering. Oh my goodness, I need a blanket. For two stage, we want both on the same time frame. Ideally, yes. Ideally, yes. But sometimes you'll get like a 4-hour SMT within a gap and then get like a 1-hour PSP away from it. So that does happen sometimes. So. Well, yeah, I mean, if you can, I mean, that's kind of my goal, right? I want to be able to get some, good RR. You can get good RR as long as you follow or at least for me, as long as I follow my system, I can have good RR days, weeks. And then when I lose, I don't lose that much. Oh, we're not going to be getting any champagne if this TP hits. We're going to be hopping on Arc Raiders. Yes, I have taken 2 positions at once. I think I did it on maybe, I don't know, it wasn't Friday. There was one day I took NQ and like silver gold at the same time, yeah. Something like that. Gold's kind of just consolidating. What's this asset doing? Kind of the same thing. Not great. Not great continuation. I mean, consolidation is a continuation signature, but we might manipulate first, so. At least I got my stop trailed. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All we can do is sit and wait now. If YM takes the 1-hour high, R2Y could be a good trade to the 10 a.m. low. Let's see. I think we did just hit all-time highs. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, from here, you could definitely play some form of retracement trade into like a gap or something. You kind of don't want to fade this whole expansion move, but like you could trade into like gaps, like these 30-minute gaps and stuff like that. Yeah. So 10 a.m. low, you're right. That's like a good trade to take. But yeah, that's what we'd want to see. And it'd be nice if R2I does it, right? Because that's a strength switch. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Are we in at like EQ of the daily? That'd be gotta be aura. Just above. Just above EQ. I don't know my average like win rate. Kind of a statistic I've recently started tracking, but I would say it's around, mid 60s, low 70s, and RR is always above 2. No, I took this trade like right before I hopped on live. Literally like right before. I was like kind of getting ready to go live and I took it. But I've been actively managing it on live, trailing stops, stuff like that. This is so slow. I need if I was gonna engage with NQ, or any of the indices, I need some form of like crack, in a gap or something, and it just doesn't look like it's gonna happen. 10 a.m.'s low is really bad. It's a failure swing. Um, to more failure swings, so I didn't want to engage on indices today, so I sat out on indices. So, do you have a breakdown of times you take trades? Would be interested in that? No, I kind of trade the same times every day. So there's rare occasions where I'll trade Asia, and that's only if New York PM reverses. So if New York PM puts in a reversal, I'll trade Asia continuation. Other than that, I trade pretty much every day from about 8 to 11, 11 or 12, and then that's it. That's all I do. I don't really like to go much longer than that. Mm, 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 mm. Looks like we might get trailed out at 4R. Unfortunate. Do I always trade across all my accounts? Yes, like 90% of the time. What's my favorite cologne? Stronger with you intensely. Study it. Study Stronger with you intensely. It's one of the best. One of the best in the game. You want to become profitable? Start wearing Stronger with you intensely. It's not an ad. What's your checklist? I don't really have a checklist, but I always want to see an established high or low of day. I want to see the daily profile. Um, hmm. What are we doing at key levels, like higher time frame gaps and swing points? And then what phase of price are we in? Are we in a consolidation, an expansion, or a retracement? That's pretty much how I go top down on most of my days. W. So if we get trailed out of this, it's whatever. Uh, at least we got, like 4R. It's pretty good. I'll take it. Um, Pretty solid. I think we might be at our end of daily expansion kind of on silver since we have such a large range. It's got to cap it off somewhere. So it might be right here. Would you one gold? I don't think I would have taken gold. Yeah, so I wouldn't take gold just because one, well, silver's printing the stronger asset. Yes, gold is higher in the range, but if you actually look at gold, like how do I say? It has no open draws, right? There's nothing to trade into on gold really. Like you can target these highs, but they're kind of irrelevant. So that's why I want to trade silver to break SMT at the highs, and that's why you're seeing the strength switching occur because gold has no more draws, right? So we're getting this like gap fill, strength switching. That's what we're waiting for. Azaro. The most wanted? Oh wait, which one is that? I actually might have that. I have a whole bunch. I don't know if I have that one though. Let me check. I'll order some. How often do you go live? Like once a week on YouTube most of the time. I'm going live twice a week on YouTube this week, and then live in Lathers 1 to 2 times a week as well. So I pretty much live trade almost every single day. Believe it or not. A Zaro? A Zaro most wanted. I've had this before. I ran out. It's pretty good. I like the sweeter scents though. Would you recommend I get the Lathers monthly if I currently trades trades fractal model and a bit of GXT? Well, it depends if you want to make the switch to like a GXT style of trading, right? That's pretty much strictly what I trade. I strictly trade GXT. But you know, if you like the T trades fractal model approach, I mean, I used to trade it as well. It's simple and it works. Then that Lathers wouldn't be the place for you, right? Because that's not really what we teach. That's our fundamentals, but yeah. Can I show the established low a day? Yeah. So since we're creating gaps in expansion away from this low, as long as we're respecting gaps, that shows that our low of day is established, and I'm trading away from kind of an intraday swing point, intraday two stage. Go like that. I'm trading away from this intraday established low. Since we expand off 1800, we'll have to create gaps, and then if these gaps hold price higher, then our low days protect, or not, our low days established. We're not going to return to it. Am I posting this? Probably. Definitely, the recording instantly uploads to YouTube, so I can't really stop that. But the trade, I'll probably make a recap. We'll see. It depends how much longer I'm in this, because if we like start trading higher again, then like I don't know, I might just not want to do a recap because I'll be tired, but we'll see. Is there a specific time I trade gold and silver? No. Kind of just the times I trade everything. So that's 8 to pretty much 12 on everything. And then if New York PM reverses, I'll trade Asia. But it's very rare occasions. I think I've posted one Asia trade. It's very specific when I do that. You're just smoking the markets, man. All you are. I just like T trades and believe it's too simple. No, no, I promise you, T trades model is fantastic. You just have to be a little more selective since it's so simple, right? Like you have to wait for you know, simple days, right? So you need to wait for those C3 days, stuff like that. Or even here, like there's fractal model framework in here as well. Uh like you can use SMTs within gaps and stuff still and not be trading like GXT. But like right here we get an hourly fractal. I'm sure we get like yeah. It's just kind of gross. So you probably take the same thing I pretty much take right here. You probably take this out of the gap. This gap CSD. That's probably the cleanest one from a fractal model standpoint. But like it's the same thing. Do I use standard deviations? No. Why'd you wait so long to get in after the low a day was put in? Because I'm playing a continuation, right? And I was sleeping. I'm sleeping through all this PA pretty much. Even this, I'm like asleep. But you know, I kind of wait for this gap. So first my idea was gold would hit this high and potentially we can trade lower. But since gold fails to manipulate, that's how I know I can trade silver higher and continuation to break that SMT. So that's so my original idea in Asia was once this high hits, we reverse. But pretty quickly, I saw that we weren't reversing from it, so I went to bed. And then come New York, this is what we're coming into. We're coming into kind of like a London retracement into a higher time frame gap, and then I trade away from that gap. Uh, how did I master GXT? I wouldn't even call myself a master, right? Garrett's miles ahead of me. He's probably the best trader we're ever gonna see in the prop space. No glaze, but he's really good. And you know, you saw him on Friday take like 6 trades. I'm not there yet, right? So I think I'm very good at trading GXT, but obviously I can always get better. Everyone can always get better. So that is one of my focuses for 2026, starting to trade more assets. You know, I kind of did most of last year only trading indices. I threw in gold and silver towards the back end of it, and now I'm consistently trading gold and silver. I'm working on oils. I'm doing a lot of forward testing on that just to make sure it's really honed in before I risk money. But it's just practice. Do I trade indices prior to 9:30? Very rarely. Very, very rarely. Most, like, I haven't been doing it for a while. Like, I haven't done it. I just started doing it recently. I've been working on my positional interest, my positional entries for open. That's what I've been doing. Do you trade indices? If so, do you hold during open? Yeah. So if I'm to take a pre-driver trade, so like YM today, there was a clean like 15-minute, I think. Yeah. So this 15-minute CSD was really clean. Off the SMT out of the 4-hour gap. If you look with NQ, right there's our SMT. That nice spaced out SMT. Like this CSD, you can take. You can take these. So this was a clean trade if you wanted to take that. And your whole idea would be that this is our low to deliver us to wherever. Like this high. I wasn't this convicted in it. That's why I didn't take it. I wasn't convicted in this much higher. So that's why I didn't take it. Yeah, GXT just focuses on cracking correlations at like swing points and key levels, while TTFM is aligning expansion. So you're still aligning expansion with GXT, but it's more towards, you know, like SMTs at key levels, inside gaps, SMTs at swing points and gaps, stuff like that. It's not as much about, you know, just purely aligning expansion. How you learn GXT step by step and how much time are you practicing? I would go to Garrett's YouTube. I would watch everything on his page probably 3 times at least. From there, I would probably back test. So I would actually watch a video, like this is how I did it. I would watch a video, then I'd back test and try and apply every concept I learned from that video in my back test. Sort of how you would like study for like a math test or something. But I would go video, then back test, video, then back test, video, then back test. And I did that a whole bunch of times, rewatched his videos a bunch of times. And then from there, it was kind of just back testing, back testing, back testing. And then I didn't really like back testing as much, so I would kind of do reverse engineering. So I'd reverse engineer his trades. Thoughts on NQ2 stage? Boring. Look at this PA. Does this look like expansion? Does this look aggressive? Or does this kind of just look like a slow, choppy range? You're thinking of joining Lathers for a month? Nice, bro. I hope I see you in there. Is it enough that leading manipulates key level and all assets should be synchronized? I don't know what you're saying. I've been learning and applying GXT off YouTube for the past 2 months and just wanted to ask what could be the key things or essentials I focus on. Kind of I guess formulating like your bias, and then finding ways to get GXT entries into it. So you know, finding where we should reverse, and then you can even do it hindsight. Like I think hindsight's amazing. Finding older GXT setups and figuring out why they go, like why we expand when these sequences happen. So do you believe I should practice GXT before joining Lathers? Well, Lathers is set up so we kind of have like a video book of like all the things in order on how you should learn them. So it's definitely a good starting spot if you don't really know GXT, right? It's a very good structured approach to it if you're just trying to learn. And then again, if you're confused on concepts, again, we have a whole questions forum that's great to help clarify things for you. And then yeah. But other than that, it's not too crazy. How long have I been trading GXT? Uh, I don't know exactly. I started sometime last year. I probably started learning from Garrett in December last year, maybe January, December last year, and then I started like kind of going all in on his model around like, let me say it was before June, maybe like April, May last year. Essentially more trading opportunities. It's more intraday based. GXT is more intraday based. It's made for prop firms. So if you trade prop firms, it's that's what it's built for. This whole model, it's an intraday model, while T's model is applicable on every time frame, right? So it doesn't really matter. You can take monthly positions with T